What's going on, everybody? It's JB Tech Fanatic and I'm back again with another video. As always, I'd like to thank you for joining me, invite you to subscribe to the channel. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up, and if you want to know when the latest content is available, don't forget to click notifications to on. Today I'm back with something that I am so excited about, and I know you are too if you're a Bose fan, the all-new BoseSmart Soundbar 900. This is Bose first product with DolbyAtmos. Now, when it is combined with their phase guide technology, we have something special on our hands. This has 7 speakers in the bar itself, including 2 up-firing speakers. So this is what we have been waiting for. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna go through everything from unboxing to setup. Now, we have a few things to talk about here. As you can see, we have the Module700, which up until now has been Bose, probably the most popular product that they made, as well as the newer released Omnijewel700 speakers. And I don't know if you can see it here because it's black, but we have the base Module700. Now, again, to complete your an all-around surround experience, of course, it would be great to buy the Omnijewel700 speakers and the sub. However, this bar on its own might be just what you're looking for. So what we're going to talk about is the bar by itself, as well as the bar with all of the accessories connected to it. And of course, we're going to have a few videos about different things, but hopefully through them all, you will be able to make an educated choice if this is the sound bar for you and is it worth your hard-earned money. I'm so happy you joined me. Let's get started.
Before ripping this box open, let's take a look at the packaging. We're looking at the back side. As you can see, Smart Soundbar 900. It has Alexa, Google, works with Apple AirPlay, works with Android, Dolby Audio, and then of course, DolbyAtmos. That's what we're so excited about. We got our Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and then of course HDMI Earc support so that it can support DolbyAtmos. I'm really enjoying this streamlined packaging. They've stuck with the black and white. Again, on the front we got Smart Soundbar 900. And from the top we have a carrying handle. And then there we go, our NFL branding, official soundbar of the NFL. Now to open, it simply has a quick pull tab here. Just go ahead and open. So far everything is looking good. The bar comes nice and snug. That's very important for keeping it safe during the shipment process. Let's take a look at the accessories before we dig into the bar itself. First, we have our Adapt IQ headset. This is important. Definitely make sure to keep this in a safe spot. They do include an HDMI with Ethernet. I have to say, in the past, I have not liked Bose HDMI cables, so we'll have to try this out. If you do not have a TV that has an Earc or Earc, they do provide an optical audio cable. Here is the remote that is provided. It is pretty tiny. I'm actually shocked. However, I'm sure they're trying to get us to utilize the Bose Music app. But this does have your volume controls, play, pause, fast forward, your number 126, and that would be your favorite settings. And then of course your power. Then of course, always a nice touch. They include the batteries. We have our setup guide here, and then of course we have our power cable. Let's get into the bar. Now it's time to get a look at this. Been so excited for Bose to have an Atmos product. Of course we know that they make a beautiful looking design, so we're sticking with the glass and metal design, and this has 7 speakers, and then of course it has 2 brand new up-firing speakers to create your Dolby Atmos experience. Get a good look at the front here. Again, that metal and glass finish is just beautiful. I love the finish of the Bose emblem in the center there and the way it pops out. It just looks classy. It feels heavy, well built, and just looks gorgeous. Probably one of the best, if not the best looking soundbars that I have ever seen. Give you a nice close-up look there. Just beautiful. Looking at the back, you can see that that metal grill comes around, so it covers the entire side. We have our two air holes, one on the left, one on the right. Now let's take a look at all the connections. On the left there, you see we have our power connection area. Same area, other side, we have our data, IR, bass, and adapt IQ. Next, on the left side, we are optical in and Ethernet section, and you can also see the service port. Then, of course, our most important, we have HDMI Earc. Here we can see the bottom, and literally it's, I don't know, 20 screws or so. We also have rubber feet. These are important for keeping the bar from vibrating or sliding. Here, giving you a nice close-up look at the side of the soundbar. As you can see, that metal wraps around. Here we have a close-up look of those perfectly positioned transducers. Again, 7-speaker cabinet. They have added 2 of those new transducers, and this helps deliver the sound you expect from the in-ceiling speakers. So again, up-firing is a way around, having speakers actually installed into your ceiling. Before we move on, just wanted to give you a close-up look of this light bar here. Let's turn off the lights. Now I just powered on the bar, but this light bar here is going to give you the information you need to solve problems, make sure you're connected, know whether or not your Alexa is muted, and that is all controlled with either the remote, the app on your phone, or these capacitive touch remotes on top. Give you a look at them here, and then to use them, you simply would just hold down and that would mute. Or if you wanted to activate the assistant, you'd use that. Now, it's not going to do that right now as it's not set up, but I wanted to give you a close-up look. Let's move on. Let's begin connecting the bar. We will also be connecting the Omnijewel700 rear speakers as well as the bass Module700, but let's start with the bar alone and then we move on to those. Grab your remote, put the batteries in, have that ready. Also, for those of you that have never done this before, even if your TV does not have an HDMI Earc port, I recommend using a standard HDMI Arc port for your sound. If you don't have either, then go ahead and use the optical cable. Very simple. Plug your HDMI cable into the Earc port here, or the optical, whatever you choose. Go ahead and plug your power cable in. At this point, if you're going to use an Ethernet connection, you want to have the bar plugged in before you power it on to your router. Also, note, have the Bose Music app downloaded and also reboot your modem so that you don't have any connection issues when setting up. Let's move on. Next step, on the back of your TV, find the Earc or Arc port and plug the other end of your HDMI cable in there. And if you don't have that, go ahead and use the optical out found there. Our router should be fully powered up. We also should have plugged in our bar, hooked up our HDMI cables, and downloaded the Bose Music app. Once you've done that, go ahead and open up the Bose Music app, and you should be greeted once it searches with the BoseSmart Soundbar 900. Go ahead and hit Add. It is now connecting. Also, make a note, your mobile device that you're using to set this up, you want it to be connected to the Wi-Fi channel and network that you want your soundbar to be connected to. At this point, go ahead and put in your password. It will now say connecting. Once it says success, it's activating your product. Also, make sure you do not unplug or stop the setup process in the middle. We are now successful. You now can go ahead and name whatever you'd like. They have, you know, some pre-done ones here, or you can actually make up your own. I went ahead and put family room. It's now been renamed. If you want to share accessibility, you want to go ahead and hit yes and set up. Now is time for the software update. Couple things you want to remember here. Again, extremely important. Do not interrupt this process. Don't shut off your router. Don't unplug the bar. If you do it in the middle, it's going to cause problems and you're going to have to do a manufacturer reset. But for now, let's go ahead and start this. Depending on your internet speed, it can take up to 25 minutes. I've had people take up to an hour, but just make sure it finishes. Let's start. Now you'll see that it's preparing the update. Once it prepares it, then it transfers it. Also, just wanted to give you a peek here during setup. This is what you should be seeing happening with your light bar. It has now reached 100%. You will see it says preparing update. Again, you just want to be patient here. Now it's searching. Now that the update is actually happening, you will not be able to use your bar. Now, if for some reason, you know, again, you think it finished and your bar's not working, that means something happened and you need to start the process over. As the update's processing, this is a great time to get your Omnijewel700, your speakers out and ready to go, as well as your sub. Now, again, if you have the older version, virtually invisible speakers, they were named that before they were just the Bose surround speakers. The great thing about this bar is that they all will work. I highly, highly recommend, if you are going for the full Dolby Atmos experience, that you get the base 700 module. Again, you can run 2 modules if you'd like, but at least have one, and the Omnijewel700 speakers. These are going to make this really shine. You know, the Omnijewel700 give you more of an immersion because they have the 4-way firing speakers. Just a thought. So now we are complete. You will know that it's done as the light bar will stop pulsating, and you will now be able to browse music and connect to your bar. We are now connecting. Now it's time to set up our accessories. Now remember, when it comes to your rear speakers and your sub, it is connected to the bar. Wi-Fi is not connecting it. So place your soundbar, position your soundbar so that it's in the line of sight with the devices you are connecting. Once you are all ready, go ahead and press next. It's going to tell you to connect your TV using your HDMI port, which we've already done, so we're ready to go. And then you have your accessories. If you want to connect them, meaning you own them, do it. If not, you simply can click do it later. Let's take a quick look at the accessories. This is the Bose Bass Module 700. It features a tempered glass top, a 10-inch up-firing sub. It has an active amplification type, output features, quiet port technology, and then of course the audio amplifier is built in. It can be connected wired or wireless. It's well built, but pretty heavy, weighing in at 36 pounds. This really does a good job of supplying dynamic range of bass from its powerful driver. It definitely has a generously sized port. That quiet port technology allows you to really crank this up, and there's little to zero distortion. Overall, it's well built and it will rock your house, and I highly recommend going with the 700 over the base 500 model. Next, we are looking at the Omnijewel700 speakers. These are not just beautiful, they actually make a huge difference in your sound. As you can see, if I can get it up close enough here, sound can come out from all 4 sides. making these a must-have. Now, quick note, these are wireless, however, they must be plugged in. First off, this is the wireless receiver box as well as the power supply. So you know during the setup process, this is crucial. You must put each one to a different side. So you get 2 speakers and 2 of these boxes. Switch this to right on the right side and the other one to the left. Once that is completed, here is the wire that runs to the speaker itself. And then of course you plug this here into the wall. So it's wireless from the bar, however, it must be plugged into the wall. So you know they do give you I would say about 15 feet of line to run from this box to the Omnijewel speaker. So you can drop that cable through the wall if you'd like. However, do not put the receiver into your wall, or just make sure that it has a direct line of sight to the soundbar to get the best experience. I backed out a little for you. So here's the speaker wire itself. You can see that they give you quite a bit of it. Then you have the receiver and power box, and then you have your power cable. This is the cable that you can utilize to make your speakers more or less, you know, if you want to do a pro install through the wall, you would just drop this speaker wire through the wall and then of course thread it out, and then you can put this up on a wall stand. But overall, you know, these are great to own. They actually have a great weight to them and they are worth the money. Now it's time to add your accessories. This is one of the best things Bose has done. They've allowed us to use our old accessories with the Soundbar 900. That's always a great thing, as you know, if you just bought some Omnijewel speakers and a sub, you definitely don't want to have to buy another as well as the bar. Saves you a little money, at least future-proofing your 700 or 500 soundbar. But grab your mobile device, make sure that your 900 is powered on and fully connected to the internet. Once you've done that, get back into the Bose Music app. Now, under the settings icon that's at the top, go ahead and press it. And what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down until you see accessory speakers. Pretty simple. All we're going to do is hit the plus sign for adding. It says add Bose accessory speakers. Now, a couple things I want to push is, not push, but you'll get it. If you already own Omnijewel700 and a bass module, and it's been connected to anything, the Soundbar 300, the 500, the 700, in order for you to connect it to a new bar, you must delete it on the Bose Music app from that system before it will connect. Makes sense, right? If they didn't do that, think of it. If you turned on a couple bars in your house, they wouldn't know what to connect to. That's the purpose for that. So for those of you that are having connection issues, that's normally why. The second thing that happens is on your rear speakers, if the little switch on the black box is not one switch left and one switch to the right, they won't connect because you can't have 2 lefts and you can't have 2 rights. Also, like we talked about before, line of sight from the bar. The accessories are connecting to the bar itself, not to Wi-Fi. Moving on. So now we are at accessories. Go ahead and hit that plus sign. When you hit the plus sign, it says get your accessory speakers ready, plug them in. So they should already be plugged in and powered on. And then it will start searching for your speakers. Now, whether you have a bass module by itself and you're not going to get the rears or vice versa, this is the same way that you connect. In addition to that, if you want to run 2 bass modules, it has to be done wirelessly. And what you do is you connect the first one and then you repeat the same process to connect the second one. Now, as you can see, my accessories are starting to pop up. As they do, you want to make sure that they're check marked. Once all of your accessories are check marked, you're going to click all set. Now, once your accessories are complete, it will be time to move on to the Adapt IQ process. So what I'd like you to do,
grab your Adapt IQ headset and let's continue. Now it's time to talk about the Adapt IQ process. There's a few things you must know. First, all items must be in position at this point. Rear speakers, bass module, soundbar. It doesn't matter if you just have a soundbar or you have accessories, you want to run the Adapt IQ process. Also, if you're setting this bar up brand new, I just wanted to let you know it will lead you through each step and you will get here eventually. I, however, like to know where everything is in the app. That way, if I move anything or I need to change or fix, I know where it is. So go into your Bose Music app, go ahead and press settings and find audio. Once you're on audio, you're going to see Adapt IQ. Now, as far as the headset goes, it's going to tell you once you start Adapt IQ to plug it in. Go ahead and make sure that's completed. This headset actually has a microphone. It is important that you wear the headset correctly, which is basically dead center of your head with the microphone facing straight up. It's also important that you shut off any fans, your AC, heater, other TVs, music, anything that could distort the calibration. Again, just temporary. You can turn it right back on when completed. Also, you must move to each position that you will be listening to. Now, a lot of people want to just stay in one spot and run it all over, and that's not going to give you the great experience you expect. So what I actually do is I move all around, even in the places I listen to music. As an example, downstairs, one of my TV rooms is near my kitchen. I will actually go stand in the kitchen and do a calibration over there, so I kind of get that sound everywhere. Point is, you want to be in a good spot and then you're going to get the best results. Also, during calibration, don't move, don't start talking or anything until it's done. Again, it's going to do several. Once the first one completes, you can scratch your head or move around. Complete all of them. Once it's complete, it will tell you it's completed and then it's done. If you do not get to the final completion stage, you need to start over again. But when you hit Adapt IQ, you're going to see something that says Run Adapt IQ Now. Everything has already been done that we just talked about. It says tune to your room, plug in your headset, and then what's going to happen is it says get comfy, put on the headset, then find your favorite spot. So you're going to click I'm seated. What's happening? We take readings from 5 different spots in your room. This should take about 10 minutes. Minimize outside noise before you begin. I'm ready. I'm letting you hear this for a reason. Now, the reason why I let you hear each individual sound is it's important that we understand what it's doing. It's separating the sound. It's checking each channel, and it's utilizing the environment to get the best experience. So, again, very important. Once you're finished and it's all complete, you're ready to go. So now it's time to talk about my settings, what I feel I get the best results with. There's a few things to keep in mind. When you look at the audio section, you have several things happening. Of course, we have the Adapt IQ at top. Next, we have dialogue mode. Dialogue mode is great for nighttime and you don't really want crazy surround sound happening, but you want that voice to really pop out. But you will not get the best surround sound experience with dialogue mode on. So keep that in mind. I use dialogue mode, you know, if I'm watching the news or anything that I really want to hear vocal in particular. Now, I know it's important in movies and everything, but let me tell you, the center channel does a great job regardless of having that on and off. The next section is you have your soundbar EQ. Now, it's important not to get this confused because you have bass adjustment on the soundbar as well as on the bass module if you're using one. Now, if you're only using the soundbar, don't worry about anything. Just adjust the settings you see. It should only show you the audio for the soundbar. Center channel, again, I like a little crisp voice. I actually put that to 100. Height channel, right? I put that to 100. I feel that it gives me the best Dolby Atmos experience. Bass, I put on 90, and treble, I put to 70. Now that is on the bar itself. Rear speakers, I turn them up to 100. You will see reviews of people stating that the rear speakers don't have any sound coming out of them. One, to fix most of that, turn them to 100. And two, remember each speaker is for its own unique sound. If you're watching true surround sound, you don't want voice coming out of the rear speaker. You want to hear the bullet blazing by your ear as if you are immersed in the experience. That's what the rear channels are typically for. But when you're listening to music, if you turn the volume of these to 100, you will get sound out of everything. Just my recommendation. Please feel free to adjust these as you see fit. Bass module, honestly, they've had several updates. Even on the Bose 700, the bass is pretty intense. I used to turn it up to like 80 and 90. I actually never get above 70, and I usually keep it at 40. Again, up to you. Other than that, there's not a lot of EQ settings, but these are something that you want to adjust after running the Adapt IQ process. It's important that you set your TV to the proper settings. Every TV is different, of course. We are looking at a Sony TV right now. However, it's more or less the same idea. First thing you want to do is set up your external device, which would be our Earc or Earc, or if you only have an optical. Whatever TV you have, you want to go through the setup process. As you can see, we have HDMI 3, Earc, Soundbar900. Next, we have our audio output. Make sure to switch to an audio system and shut your TV speakers off. If you don't, some TVs allow both of them to work and it will cause delay and it will not sound correct. Then we have our audio video sync. Either have this on auto or set to on. When it comes to Earc mode, most TVs look exactly like this. You either have auto or off. We are using an Earc or Earc, so we're going to keep this on auto. In this case, we have our digital audio out, I choose auto 1, output compressed audio without change. Here is where you can also switch to PCM if you would like. Depending on what your TV offers, you might be able to choose. Best option to choose is Dolby Digital. Now, if you choose Dolby Digital Plus, you might have some problems. The supported audio formats as of now are Dolby Atmos, Dolby Digital, and Dolby True HD. So if it's not one of those, do not choose it. When it comes through setting your pass-through mode, of course, we all have different products. You might have a receiver, setups are different. My opinion, keep it on auto, let the TV dictate what is best. Wanted to show you a quick tip. This is something I find extremely useful. If you're ever curious what format you're playing, you can actually see it here on the app. As you can see right now, we have Dolby Digital 5.1. If I put on Atmos, it actually shows you that you're playing Atmos. Sometimes it's hard to find that on your TV, or some TVs don't even tell you what format, so I find this useful. And then of course it also will tell you if you're in like a standard format. Now it's time to hear it in action. Now, I recommend putting on some headphones so you can get the best idea of what it actually sounds like. I also need to make a note, copyright is pretty hard, especially on YouTube. So what I'm going to do is I have to put screenshots in front of the TV so I don't get copyrighted, but what I'll do is I'll put each specification. In addition to that, I will do, again, just the soundbar by itself, and then with the rear speakers and the bass module included. And what I'll do is I'll run a bunch of different DolbyAtmos demo videos. Put on those headphones, let's get started.
Which is limited to 2 audio channels. Dolby Atmos can manipulate individual sounds in 3D space to position sounds all around you. Sounds can move above you, far away, or right up close. Let's compare. This is stereo. And this is Dolby Atmos. Dolby Atmos can build worlds of sound to tell any story. It catches all the little details, puts you in the center of the action. It sounds just like the real world.
Right now.
Opening main doors for secondary deployment.
Camera away. If sound could be captivating, subtle, authentic.
Dolby Atmos is a breakthrough new sound experience.
So now I am going to shut off the bass module and the rear speakers, and everything you hear now will be the soundbar by itself. Let's check it out.
Listen for the sound separation out of the bar itself. It's pretty impressive. So now we're going to try dialogue mode. I'm just going to show one of my videos so I don't have to worry about copyright. Again, this is dialogue mode 2 on.
Device to automatically connect to screen share when you're within the area. Now, a few things that I love. First and foremost, the ability for live wallpapers. As you can see, this is my favorite. This is called Beta Fish for those of you that want to download it. It's on the Google Market. Yeah.
That wraps up the sound test portion.
Now time for my review. Now, I will do follow-up videos and some other comparison videos, of course, but I wanted to talk about how I feel so far. First, let's talk about the 700 and 900. A lot of you already own the 700 and you wonder, should I buy the 900? Is it worth it? Now, let me be clear about one thing. It's an expensive soundbar system that runs about $2,300 if you got yourself the 900, the Omnijewel rears, and a base Module 700. That is a big price. Secondly, it is $100 more than the 700. So, should you upgrade if you already have the 700? Let me start by saying when the SoundTouch 300 first went to the Bose 700, I wasn't completely sold in the beginning that you should upgrade. But in this case, absolutely yes, you should upgrade. The experience, believe it or not, is far better with the 900. First, the soundbar itself versus the 700 is 1,000 times better. And listen, I know that sounds crazy. Even in my mind, I was laying in bed listening to the two different, and I couldn't believe the difference that Bose has achieved with DolbyAtmos, right? And then they have their own exclusive technology combined, and it has done something special. Again, this bar is the best sounding soundbar independently that I've ever heard. That's a big statement. I got some pretty nice soundbars in my homes, and I also have heard some great soundbars. And I'm not talking $200 ones either. I'm not going to call any names out, but my point is they did something special here. And it didn't matter if I was watching an Atmos movie or not. It made a... Listen, I was laying in bed. I put one of these in my bedroom. Just the soundbar, shut everything else off. And I promise you, I was hearing sounds behind me, to the side of me, so much so, I thought the rear speakers were connected and they were actually unplugged, to be clear. Bose has sort of always been that company that doesn't just jump on the bandwagon of new technologies. They wait, right? I mean, even when it came to putting Wi-Fi in their products and Bluetooth, they were the last people to do it. And, you know, there's tons of Bose haters out there for whatever reason, I'm not sure. But even if you're one of those people that dislikes Bose, I think you should try this system. You're going to be extremely impressed. All in all, upgrade absolutely worth it, but yes, it's expensive. But remember, you can use your own your old accessories, so that definitely helps. DolbyAtmos, I think, is something that's going to draw people to purchase this bar. But again, it doesn't even matter what sound or what I was listening to. It made everything sound 1,000 times better. The up-firing speakers, they look tiny, right? I mean, but somehow, magically, they sound amazing. Now, let's go to the next step. The complete system. Bass module, Omnijewel700. Theater-like, quality, crystal clear sound that separates each individual channel. It even seems to upconvert standard stereo channels to utilize each speaker, creating the immersion that I have been waiting for. Because I think at this point, when people hear the complete system from Bose, they are going to be in utter shock. That's how great I feel this soundbar is. All the tech specs aside, the bar is a little bigger, but it doesn't weigh, 50, 60 pounds. And it performs as sound bars that are twice its size. The width of them are like this and they're big, even one behind me. I just can't believe it. It's unbelievable. Then they stick with their premium look. This is a complaint I have about most soundbars. Soundbars kind of came on the scene to almost be an accessory that looked great and just helped you have a better experience than the TV speakers in your TV. Not only has Bose continued to, make their products look beautiful, they also make them sound so great. So the next question would be, is it worth it for you to upgrade to the rear speakers and the bass module? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. If I'm being honest with you, I've been reviewing technology for a while now, and everything kind of got stagnant. I was kind of getting bored. When Bose finally announced this, I for the longest time, I was kind of waiting for them to come out with some new rear speakers with up-firing. And I'm not saying they won't eventually. I'm sure they will for the money. But I was sort of waiting for them to do a software update to the 700 and this to happen. It didn't yet. Maybe it still will. But when this was announced, I was like, all right. And then I saw these little speakers and I thought, there's no way that can sound good. I stand corrected. If you got the cash, go out and buy this bar. And if you can afford it to buy the rear speakers, at least get, the standard ones, get something, and at least one bass module. I can almost guarantee you are going to be blown away. Bose has officially arrived and it has killed it. From day one, I plugged it in, I turned it on, and the official goosebumps were achieved, and it is amazing. Amazing. So that pretty much wraps up my first video on the all-new BoseSmart 900 soundbar. I have to say, I am so impressed by this soundbar. I can't even begin to tell you what a great job Bose has done. Now, we all know that they wait to come out with the new technologies, usually by a few years, but I like to think that they're trying to perfect it, as well as, I'm sure, negotiating the rights of having DolbyAtmos for that bar. But if you are in the market for a premium soundbar, I cannot think of a soundbar independently that I would recommend over the 900. The bar alone with no accessories gives me an immersion that I have never experienced with a single bar. It actually made the room feel as if I had rear speakers and even maybe a smaller bass module. You know, of course, the bass is not crazy. I'm not saying that. But point being is, if you're just wanting a soundbar and you don't want to invest in the rest of the products, that's the one for you. To take this step even further, as well as the Omnijewel and the bass modules, you can run 2 bass modules. If you decide to do that, you are going to be blown away at how Bose has accomplished the sound in such a small form factor. All in all, I highly recommend it. It's outstanding, whether it's an independent bar with the rear and the sub or not. That sums up this video. If you have any questions, you can always reach me in the comments section. I'm here for you. I do this channel for you and you only. And as always, remember, life is so short. Don't forget to love your family. Take care of each other. The world is such a mess right now, and the only people that can change it is you and I. I'm here for you any way possible. You can reach me on pretty much all social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, at JBTechFanatic. But of course, best place is in the comments section. I'd like to invite you to subscribe one last time. I'd be so honored if you'd consider. Please take care of yourself. I can't wait to talk to you in the comments and see you in the next video. And until then, I'm JB Tech Fanatic, and I'm out. Peace.